Good morning, folks. Welcome to the first weekly analysis video in 2025. Pay your full attention because weekly analysis video or weekly analysis is the first step to learn ICT concepts. Here, I'm going to go from the beginning to the end in a easy way so that you can fully understand how to do this top-down analysis. But if you still have some confusion or question, don't forget to let me know that to the comment box. So welcome back to T2SMC Trader. I wish a very good new year to all of you. Here I'm going to use Forex Factory calendar as my news calendar. You can use any other calendar if you want. From this calendar, I can predict when I am going to expect the volatility in coming week. As you can see, in Friday 8:30 a.m. we have non-farm payroll, which is NFP. So this is the first NFP week in 2025. The rules to trade in NFP week is you should not trade the NFP week. But if you still, where I am still interested to trade in NFP week, but I'm allowed to trade from Monday to Wednesday AM session. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday AM session is allowed to trade. From Wednesday 11:30 a.m. to until Friday 8:30 a.m., no trade should be done or should be placed in the market because that is the area where market will make the liquidity for NFP news. After 8:30 a.m. in Friday, you are allowed to trade again in a normal way. So let's go to the chart now. Here, this is the dollar index. By the way, guys, it can be little longer. So don't give up and please be patient and learn. Watch until the end. In the meantime, don't forget to provide the likes and subscribe to our channel if you are new. I'm going to start from the monthly chart. At the beginning of the month, you will start from the monthly chart. So from the monthly chart, all you can see market fall here. Then market came back until this entry fair value gap. Then fall again to this specific fair value gap and that fair value gap. So market was between these two fair value gap for a lot of months. Every candle is the monthly candle. So you can see market was range bound. And finally, by the next last month in December, market finally broke all of these highs and closed over there above the constant crossment of that monthly bearish gap. Nobody has closed below the 50% of this bullish gap, but it has closed above the bearish gap 50%. So it's a good sign to think about that maybe not 100%, maybe market will go for this buy side liquidity. This is the relatively equal highs. From the monthly chart, I can expect that this continuation of the higher run will continue until this buy side liquidity. In the meantime, as you can see, market came exactly to the top of this bearish gap from the monthly chart. It can provide some kind of reaction and send market little lower. How far market can fall? Either this fair value gap over here from the monthly chart, I'm not going to mark it, but it can reach until this gap or that gap. But I want to see that even if market would love to fall a little bit, why is that? Because the reaction of that top of this bearish gap, it can fall until the 50% of that week. So I want to see that if it fall, it will come until this 50%, then this 50% will hold the price and send it higher. Send it higher again. So I'm gonna mark a line over there so that when I'll change my time frame, I can remember what is that. So just keep that in your mind. This bold line is the 50% of that immediate rebalance week where I can expect. Now I'm expecting that market will fall from there to until this area. Okay, this is my expectation from the monthly chart. Everything can be changed by the new week opening gap. That means in Sunday 6 p.m. when market will open, there can be a huge opening gap. If market open like that way, then this whole analysis can be changed. Okay. Otherwise, if it is normal and normal weekly new week opening gap, then my first intention to see that market will fall until this area. Then I will start to think about the bullish run again. If it is broken, that means monthly candle closed below this line, then I will expect that market will fall at least until this gap before going higher, because this gap is aligned with breaker block, low, high, lower, low. So this is that breaker block over here. This whole candle is the breaker block. It can fall until this breaker block or until this gap, okay, which is also the unicorn setup or something like that. Though I don't want, I don't trade the unicorn, by the way. Yeah, That is all the expectation from the monthly chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. So from weekly chart, this is that weekly bearish gap I marked from the volume balance until this candle high. This is the gap. Last week, my expectation was market will reach until the 50% of that bearish gap. So perfectly market reached until that area. Nobody has closed above the consequent crossment of that bearish gap. It's cool. But in here, see this down close body close candle which has traded this fair value gap. I want to see that from this consequent crossment, the reaction will send the price by this week until the order block. Now, this is that monthly immediate rebalance week 50%, which is aligned with that order block. So if it fall until this area, I'll be very happy to see that, and then I will start to think about the buy run again. But if it broke that order block, then I will start to think about all of this area, which is the monthly entry gap and the last gap. If you remember, all of this area, I will start to think that maybe market will fall. Overall, this week, I want to see that market will be bearish and it will reach at least until this order block and the 50% of that week. From the daily chart, you can see here market fall here. This is that daily entry fair value gap. We expected that market will reach until this area, then that was the breaker block. We outlined that by our previous weekly analysis. It came here, then made this bullish fair value gap, then reach last week. My expectation was market will reach at least until the 50% of that daily gap as well. But market actually reached until the top of this daily gap. Then the last day, that is the Friday, market closed like this way. So here it has made some kind of fair value gap over here. That is the bullish fair value gap. I would love to see that market will break that bullish fair value gap and it will go for that relatively equal lows. Here you can see inside this gap, this is that relatively equal lows. I want to see that market will fall for that liquidity first. Then if it would love to go higher, we'll see later. So my intention to see that market will open, it will go little higher maybe, and then it will start to fall for those liquidity. If and only if market closed below this gap from the daily chart, I will start to think about this fair value gap over here from the daily chart, that market will go for that fair value gap. Until then, I want to see that market will come here to it will take those liquidity, or maybe it will tap to the top of this gap, then it will go higher. I want to see this week market will be bearish for dollar index. Let's go to the hourly chart. Sorry, 4-hour chart. So this is the 4-hour chart. That was the last fair value gap. Market perfectly respect that last fair value gap from the 4-hour chart and then went higher. This was the last fair value gap. Market has broken that last fair value gap, used that last fair value gap as a support, went higher, trade until the top of this daily bearish gap, then started to fall, or like you can see this is like that way. If and only if market break this fair value gap from 4-hour chart, if it can break this one, this sell side liquidity is obvious to me. Okay, this low, that low, all of this area is a very nice resistance zone. So just think this gap is the resistance zone. I want to see that market will go for that resistance zone, and after taking this liquidity, working with this fair value gap, market will start to go higher again. That is the next, after the next week, that is the plan. So we'll talk about this later, but right now I want to see that market is not going to breach that high. This high is not going to be taken. Instead of that, market will keep falling and take all of this liquidity. If there is a very big run, okay, and market closed above that high from 4-hour chart with a very bull run, then I will start to think about the buy run until this area, which is also the actually let me go to the daily chart one more time. From the daily chart, this is the last fair value gap here from the daily chart. If it can close above that high from 4-hour chart, I will start to think about this last fair value gap, that market is going for that daily last fair value gap. If market break that last fair value gap, this buy side liquidity is the next target, which is a very clean highs over here. It's a long-term process. I'm not interested to see that market is going to take that buy side liquidity by this week. But if market is bullish, then this last fair value gap is my last target. If market is bearish, then this relatively equal lows is my target for coming week. Okay, so from 1-hour chart, actually there is nothing important to say in 1-hour chart. I want to see that market will fall and it will keep falling until all of this area, and then it will go higher maybe, or it will fall, I don't know. But right now I want to see that market will keep falling. If market is respect this bullish gap and then started to go higher, I will start to think about this last fair value gap from the daily chart, though I don't want to see that. overall I'm bearish for this week if and only if this bullish parabolic from hourly chart respect the price and price respect this hourly bullish parabolic, then and only then I'll start to think about bullish run for dollar index. Thank you. I hope that it's all clear from the dollar index, but still you have some confusion, let me know. Okay, so let's go one more time from monthly to hourly chart one more time. From monthly chart, I want to see that this market will come to this week 50%. That is my expectation from monthly chart. If it can go, if it started to go higher, this candle is not closed. Okay, this is the monthly candle. So it has started 2nd of January. So it's not closed yet. As it reached until to the top of this monthly bearish gap, I want to see some kind of reaction. That reaction will send the price until the 50% of that week. Okay. If it go little lower of that week, then this breaker block is the next target where market will reach to the top of this breaker block. Let me actually mark another line to that area so that we can remember this is that breaker block top. Okay, and yeah, breaker block top. So these two line is my target for this coming week. From weekly chart here, I want to see that it will work with this order block, which is top and the mid threshold of that order block. Both of this area with aligned this week 50% and the breaker block top. So I want to see that it will come until this area. That's going to be the weekly bearish gap reaction. From here, maybe in next week, not this week, after this week, maybe from there market will start to go higher. If it started to go higher from here, then I will start to think about the buy run to the top of this high maybe. I don't know how far it will go. We'll see about that from the weekly chart. It's not possible to go until that area. So from daily chart, I want to see that it will fall. It will break that bearish gap and came until this area, all of this area. It can be the target, not here actually, exactly from there. Okay. So all of this area will be target here. Those liquidity will be target from the daily chart, and then market will come until this area, which is the, remember all of this area from the higher time frame. From the 4-hour chart, it will go and fall for those liquidity, then work with this parallel gap or maximum. This is the line where market can reach before going higher again. If it started to support those parallel gap, then this daily last parallel gap will be my target from the daily chart. This is the daily last parallel gap that is gonna be my target for the dollar index. Let's go to the Dow little bit to see what is happening over there. So I'll go from the monthly chart as well. This is the Dow, and as you can see, this is very bull market, extremely bull market. Okay, from the monthly chart. Then this is the last month, that is this is the December month, where market has provided just one bear candle. So after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6. Okay, after 6 bull month, if there is just one bear month, it doesn't mean that market has already reversed and started to fall. It doesn't mean that. So I'm not still looking for bearishness from a longer term for Dow. Still it's bullish because there is no parallel gap. There is no sign that is telling me that this market can start to fall for longer term bearishness. So until now it's nothing over here. All I can see is that down close candle, which is respecting here. Market is respecting that down close body close candle, and then it can start to go higher for these relatively equal highs from the monthly chart. If I go to the weekly chart, here in weekly chart, as you can see, this is that down close candle, which is the most sensitive one, which has traded this parallel gap over here. Market is respecting this order block. Okay, this is the order block. Market is respecting this order block. This order block respected, market can send higher one more time until this parallel gap or that parallel gap. Until this order block is not broken, I can't think that this market will start to fall for longer term. So this order block is holding the price very beautifully over here. My intention to see this week that market will go higher until either this parallel gap or that parallel gap. Any of this parallel gap market will reach by this week. From the daily chart, you can see here market went higher and made this breaker block, high, low, higher, high. Market broke this that down, lowest down close body close candle, which is the breaker block. Market reached until this breaker block, then came here respecting this order block from the the daily chart. it is respecting this order block. So when it is respecting this order block, it can fall, it can go higher one more time, maybe until this fair value gap over here from the daily chart, which is the last fair value gap, or maybe it will go higher one more time to take that liquidity before falling. That means it will work with the breaker block top until the top of this breaker block. That is my intention to see, can it go higher and work with this breaker block one more time. If it started to fall from this gap, which is the last gap, if it started to fall from there, then all of this area is the liquidity, and we'll think about that later. But right now I want to see coming 5 days market will be bullish. The Monday can be little volatile, Tuesday can be little manipulation, Wednesday it will go higher, and Friday obviously by using NFP market will go higher. That is my expectation. But again, it can keep falling. We'll talk about this later when the market will come. But the way I'm doing this weekly analysis, this is just a prediction. If market do this with aligned with my prediction, it's gonna be easier for me to trade. But at the same time, it can be wrong, so don't think that this is going to happen, but this is all the prediction. From the hourly chart, I really don't have anything to say for the Dow. Yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time for Dow. I would love to go for the E-mini S&P little bit. So for the E-mini S&P, as you can see, this is a bullish market. This is the monthly chart. Okay, market is extremely bullish. Just one candle is a down candle. Just one candle. It is respecting this down close body close candle. It is respecting perfectly this down close body close candle. It can start to go higher again for the all-time high. There is nothing wrong for that. If and only if market fall and make a bearish gap, then it can switch the chart for this relatively equal lows over here. As you can see here, it can switch the chart for a longer term for those liquidity. But right now it's extremely bullish. Market can keep going higher and take that all-time high one more time. From the weekly chart, all you can see here is that clean lows around this area, but market is respecting this order block as like the same way Dow is respecting the order block. It is also respecting this order block over here, so it can start to go higher again for that all-time high. There is nothing to worry about that. It is possible, but I want to see that this week market will go little higher. Not thinking that market is going to take that all-time high, but at least it will go little higher, at least to the top of this high. Okay, so maybe market will go higher and reached until this area, which is the highest up close body close candle, which is the order block. It will retest this order block before falling again for this relatively equal lows and that relatively equal lows. If I'm wrong, then market will break this order block again and go for that sell side liquidity, which I don't want to see by this week. Okay, I want to see that it will be a bullish week, and then maybe after this week it will fall for this sell side liquidity. From the daily chart, as you can see here, this is that daily last fair value gap for E-mini S&P. This is that relatively equal lows over there. Market respecting this last fair value gap from the daily chart, and then it is going higher. So I want to see that it will go higher maybe until this last fair value gap, at least that last fair value gap. Then I will start to think about the sell again for this relatively equal lows here, this low and that low. They're the relatively equal lows, and finally this relatively equal lows. If you ask me, I want to see higher run fast. Okay, so I would love to see this week market will be bullish, but if by Monday and Tuesday market went until this area, then by NFP market can fall for this sell side liquidity. So we are not going to predict the NFP run. NFP run will tell us what is the real bias for that this week. But until the NFP, I want to see that market will be bullish. Until the NFP, I want to see market will be bullish. Okay, I don't want to go much more lower time frame for E-mini S&P. I would love to go to nasdaq now, because nasdaq is my area where I would love to trade. So here you can see the same thing. Market is extremely bullish. As you can see here, it is extremely bullish, and this is the running candle or running month candle, which is the January candle. This is the week. I can actually remove this candle. This is the week market has made by December. So I want to see that if it can go until the 50% of that week. I want to say it will be back. It will go until the 50% of that week, then it will start to fall. Now before NFP, if market reach over there, then I will expect that market will fall by NFP news. Before NFP, if market stay here around this area, by Friday I will expect that market will reach for this 50% of that week. Then it will go through this 50% and will go for that top of this week, or not, we'll see that later. But right now my intention that market will go for that 50% of that week. It depends how market is going over there, before NFP or by NFP. Okay, still if you have any confusion, let me know. It can be little confused. Okay, here you can see this is that week. Actually, let me make a line over there so that you can remember what is that line. So this is the week 50% from the monthly chart. This is the weekly bullish fair value gap. As you can, if you pay your close attention here, this is that weekly bullish fair value gap which market is respecting. Still market is respecting this weekly bullish fair value gap. It tried one time to break this weekly bullish fair value gap, failed. Then market went little higher. This is the candle by the last week. Market tried one more time, failed to break this weekly bullish fair value gap, closed over there. So until this weekly bullish fair value gap is holding this price, I will keep thinking about that all-time high. But at the same time, before reaching over there, market has to reach until this 50% of that monthly week. If you remember, I want to see that market will go over there. How it is going over there? It is my first intention to see, can market reach over there? Then if it reach over here before NFP, I will start to think about sell. If market doesn't reach over here before NFP, instead it stay over here, then around NFP, I'll go for that high. Okay, I will think about that high, and so not that high, until that 50% of that week, it will reach over there by NFP news. But for example, market start over there, and by Monday and Tuesday, market came here, just here, which is nearly impossible. But if still if it happens like this, that means it closed below this week or below that candle, around this, just below that candle, then I'll be bearish. I'm not thinking that market will reach over here, which is not my intention. What can happen? Market can start over here around this area. This is the weekly chart, so it will start here, will respect the 50% of that week, then by NFP it will reach over here. So my intention by the coming week that market will be bullish, not directly bullish, open and started to go higher, not like that, but it will do something like that. If it doesn't do that like that way, then what else can happen? Market will open and trade here by the NFP, market will fall again, and this can be happen as well. So NFP is in front of you. You will wait how it is going to trade that line. This is the line I want to see will be traded by this week. From the daily chart, as you can see here, low, high, lower low, which is the breaker block. Market trade the breaker block here one time, come back again to the top of this breaker block, and now market is over here. I want to see that market will reach for this last fair value gap from the daily chart. So if it can reach until this daily last fair value gap, which is aligned with the monthly week 50%. If it can reach over here, then I would start to think about the sell. This low, that low, that low, all of these lows are very strong support zone. I want to see this support is going to be taken. So the best case of scenario, in Monday, market will open and it will start to go higher over here, and it will accumulation will be like this. Then Tuesday, market will reach here around this area. Wednesday, market will fall little bit by the FOMC. Then Thursday it will do something like this, and NFP by NFP Friday market will fall. This is my interest to see from the NFP week. If it doesn't happen like this way, then what else can happen? Market will fall by Monday. It will do this. Then Tuesday market will fall little bit, maybe until this breaker block, order block, until that area market will fall. Then Wednesday market will go little higher. Friday, boom, market will reach until this area, and then if it can go through this line and go for that all-time high, or maybe until this high, we'll talk about that later. My intention to see this line is gonna be traded here. If you give your full attention over here, this is the fair value gap where market tap to this fair value gap. I just didn't mark it, but you just keep an eye over here, tap over there, and take all of this buy side liquidity. So this is an inverse gap as well. So this candle high, that candle low, this is that inverse gap. This is lowest probability, but still this is also possible. What can happen? Market can tap to this inverse gap, which will reach until this line, or maybe very near to this line until this last gap. Remember, it doesn't need to trade that week as well, because if it failed to trade that week, very near to that week, that is the sign of bearishness, that market is extremely bearish. From the monthly chart, we have seen that market is extremely bullish, but if it would love to fall, then it has to show us some kind of weakness. So if it fail to reach until this week, I mean 50%, that is also good, but it has to reach very near to that week, so which is around this last fair value gap from the daily chart. It can reach until this daily inverse gap. Week can reach until this last fair value gap, or maybe you will tap to this 50% of that monthly week, then it will start to fall for those liquidity, because this breaker block has done its job. Tap over there, took all the liquidity, right? This breaker block has done its job. Right now it is respecting it, but I want to see that it will go little higher, then it will fall again, and it will break actually this breaker block, and then see this liquidity around this area. What a liquidity over here, what a support zone over there. I want to see that market will go for those liquidity zone. Let's go to the hourly chart. So here, this is the hourly chart, and as you can see, this is that liquidity over here. This low, that low, that low, they are the relatively equal lows, which is the liquidity. At the same time, market has made the buy side liquidity, very clean buy side liquidity over here around this area from the hourly chart. Market came until this area, made this sell side liquidity, trade that last fair value gap from the hourly chart. Here, this is that last fair value gap. First trade that last fair value gap, went little higher, made some trend line liquidity, then fall, cleared all of this liquidity, or sorry, break that on, take that low. Liquidity has taken with a shallow run. When I see the shallow run, that is gonna be my obvious liquidity, but I just mark that low as my liquidity. Okay, without this one, I just marked one line, which is the obvious liquidity. Then came here one more time, made this relatively equal highs. I want to see that it will fall a little bit, then it will take that buy side liquidity, and it will go for this area, around that area it will go for that, then it will fall for this sell side liquidity. Let's go to the 50 minutes. I know that I'm a little faster, but I hope that it's not going to be very difficult to understand. Okay, I hope that it's gonna be easier for you to understand. This is that new week opening gap. Market reached until this new week opening gap, constant crossment, then gave us some reaction, and this is how Friday market has closed. I want to say in Monday market will fall little bit, maybe until this fair value gap, any of this fair value gap, maybe until this from here, maybe until this fair value gap from 15-minute chart, it will reach until that area, then it will start to go higher, and it will take this buy side liquidity. Finally it will go for this area. In the meantime, if you don't forget, I want to go to the regular trading hour. There is some unfinished business. This was the opening gap. If you go to the regular trading hour, switch it from here, that was the opening gap where I had just the sell side delivery. Still I need the buy side delivery over there, so it is still the liquidity void, and here I don't have the buy side liquidity, I don't have the buy side delivery, and I don't have the sell side delivery. Nothing over here around this area. Okay, so I want to see that it will go higher, and it will, at least it will provide me the buy run through this box. It's difficult to see if you see this week low and that week high. So here, this area, just the sell side delivery has been delivered over there, no buy side delivered over there. Okay, and this whole area is the opening range. I'm not interested to see that it's gonna fully closed, because this is going to work as a breakaway gap. So I want to see that it will provide only the buy side run through this gap, that area. Okay, this area is also aligned with the, if you remember, if I go to the hourly chart here, see this line which is actually just below that area. Actually, let me make it until the 50-minute chart, so it will be easier to see you here. That is that area just below that opening gap. I want to see the full buy side delivery through this gap, small gap, and then I will see if it can just tap to this breakaway gap low, which is from the regular trading hour. It will tap to this breakaway gap low, and then it will fall for this sell side liquidity, that sell side liquidity. Here is some sell side liquidity as well from electronic trading hour. As you can see here, this is that relatively equal lows. It will fall for all of this liquidity. My first intention to see, can market go higher and provide me the buy side run over there. Now by NFP, if market, before NFP, if market fall little bit, okay, maybe until this area, market fall until here and cleared that sell side liquidity, didn't reach for this sell side liquidity. If it takes that sell side liquidity, I'll be bearish for longer term. That means by NFP also I will start to think about sell. But before NFP, if market fall here and cleared this sell side liquidity, used this gap or any other gap as its last gap, then start by NFP. I will start to think that market will go higher. If and only if this market cleared this sell side liquidity before NFP, I will keep thinking about sell. Okay, so this all depends on the NFP and before NFP how market is going to react. If you ask me what is your intention to see, I want to see market will open here above this candle. Okay, I mean wherever the candle has closed there, it will open above. Then it will go through this new week opening gap and it will trade until any of this gap around this area. Then it will go and close above the new week opening gap by Sunday open. It will use that new week opening gap as a support. It will reach over here before NFP. Before NFP, it will reach any of this area. Then it will, by NFP, it will actually boom, market will fall. For at least this sell side liquidity, market will fall. That is my whole intention to see by coming week. I can be absolutely wrong, but this is all my plan for this NFP week. I wish it was easier to understand, but I tried to talk a little faster so that this video is not going to be very big. But if still you have any confusion, don't forget to let us know either to our Discord or to the comment box of this video. Okay? So until the next analysis video, cheers guys. If you don't provide the likes, if you don't subscribe to our channel, I can't continue uploading this video. So you should give me something. I will keep doing these things. And what you are going to give me, just a likes. Write down boom. If you do until this area, just write down boom in the comment box, so I will understand that you have finished this whole video and you got everything. Okay? So thank you guys. See you tomorrow in Monday. Happy weekend. Bye bye.